there everyone, and welcome back to Rome 2 with the Caesar and Gaul campaign. So last time around we took the town which the Helvetii controlled, and now I do believe that they control nothing except this force right here, which is the force that retreated away from us in the beginning. They were right in our way, but they decided not to fight Caesar's army. At that point, Caesar's army was roughly, I think, almost twice the size of them, so I guess that's why they moved away. At this point, because of the losses we took during the siege and taken the town, well, it wasn't really a siege, because the enemy attacked out, but we sieged them for a while and we took losses during the siege in that sense. And so, yeah, they turned up on the map again, and Caesar attacked them, and I guess with how ambushes work in this, possibly what happened was that they were moving in forced march, and that's why Caesar has been able to ambush them, which is why the Helvetii is strung out on a line like this. And my Roman force is hiding just off here in the forest, where I've got my legionnaires and so forth lined up, and we've got some of these burning hay bales which were really effective in the last battle. They killed a lot, so I think we'll start off by throwing in those and we'll see how it goes. But first we're gonna start this and we're gonna see. First I actually started building towards they were going this way, but they're actually going this way, so I had to switch everything around. But right, let's start this and see how this is gonna go. So the thing with the balls is it's kind of hard to predict their trajectory or where they're gonna go, how they're gonna roll on the terrain here, but I'm figuring that at least these ones they're gonna take the lowest route forward, so they're gonna go through here hopefully, and then they're gonna wear off, and hopefully they'll come down here. You can also see that I have my barbarian cavalry hidden behind, and I've got my ballistas down here. And I should also say, someone said in one of my Prussian videos that what if I did a campaign where I just focused on the movements of one army and kind of like really just focus in on that and not so much on the others. I think we're in
we hunger for blood and battle.
I'm hoping this is gonna work. Okay, I think some of the balls hit the trees and will destroy that way. Okay, so some of them are making their way out. We got one there just devastating those guys. And oh, they're going through there, and then they're turning down through the army. This went a lot better than I thought it would. And they're like, oh no, this is just a natural occurrence in Gaul. Sometimes just burning hay bales come out of nowhere. They don't even react, seemingly. Right, since the idiots do not react, I'm gonna order up the legions. I mean, I think I probably just killed half their army through that. Well, now the legions are advancing together with Caesar, and once they're ready we'll have the barbarian cavalry ride in. Right, the enemy is turning to face the legions. That means I'm sending forward oh, he's riding uphill though into my units. It's probably not going to go too well for him.
Jupiter gives us strength. Troops awaiting orders.
Cavalry is closing in. The thing is, because of the losses, This was definitely needed to have the burning balls go in and burn them. Right, the cavalry was
ready for duty.
really decimated by that. And now we can see the pilum is going into the sides and the flanks of all of these barbarians. And then the cavalry here is absolutely destroying these guys. And very quickly,
Commander, at your orders. Legionaries!
we are
Awaiting orders. Brave Romans to a man.
destroying these barbarian fools.
Swift horsemen! Horsemen! Swift horsemen! Riders, move out!
I mean, those sometimes they end up in a real weird way, those burning hay bales. But this time they struck true like never before. And oh, he just cut the head off one of my legionnaires. The bastard. And there goes another one. But it is the enemy general's group. So I guess that's why they're able to kill so many of my men. That guy just took a beating. And right in the face. And he's gone. That guy was still alive for he's still alive even though he's got a spear straight through his head. And we just overrun those guys. And victory was achieved.
Legionaries! At your service!
For some reason I haven't... Oh. Victory was not achieved because
Hack them down!
I forgot about these idiots.
Macaco!
Macaco! Whatever that means. That does not sound like some Celtic stuff.
Horsemen! Riders, forward!
We'll throw some pilums in the back. We
await
might
orders.
go ahead and inspire the cohort that is actually fighting. And these guys are slowly falling apart. The morale is dropping. The legionnaires have a lot easier time to deal with these ones than the elite group of the barbarian commander. We'll make sure that no one gets out of here. Right. Wonderful. And there we have it. Caesar's masterstroke has killed off all the Helvetii tribe. Or at least all the ones that are now willing to resist the power and glory of Rome.
Legatus! Yes, Commander!
Mission successful. Caesar has destroyed the Helvetii clan. We only lost 100 men during that, while the enemy lost 1,000, only leaving 57 of them fleeing into the forests. And we gained some chevrons as well. Hopefully we'll be able to replenish the men at this point. I'm not entirely sure why we weren't able to replenish before. It might be due to who lives in the region. That's why we might not be able to. Also, notice how many it says I killed. Half their force were killed by those burning hay bales. I just noticed a siege off in the distance. Half of it, around 500 men, 500 to 600 men, were slaughtered due to the hay bales, just because they made that perfect arc right down through the army. What do I gain? 500 wealth. I think the wealth from slavery is, I mean, you get you get 334, but don't you like get residual for having the slaves in your area if you have slave area? But, I mean, we get most for releasing the captives.
Your next command?
We were successful. Military training, give a man a weapon, and the experience for all ranks. So what I should be doing is really recruiting. The reward though, 750 treasury, doesn't mean that much because the change of the income that is changed by the mod really makes 750 nothing. I can't even recruit a legion for that, so that's kind of a shame. Military traditions for the army.
At your command.
So what do we have here? So this is the army that we're gonna follow though. So the 2nd Legion Marcha. Marcha. It sounds weird. Sounds like a woman's name. Like, what's he called? And I say it kind of like, what's her name? Recent events. So he needs to move down. Mark Anthony needs to take the 13th into the city. Why does he get replenishment here? And we don't. Why does Caesar not get replenishment?
Ready for further orders.
If Caesar crosses back into over the now he's stuck in the snow, so now his troops gonna die. Right. So this is the army that we're gonna focus on, the 2nd Legion, but armies close by and events close by that will affect the army we'll take a closer look. But certain things like I was actually expecting an attack down here at Narbo Mauritius.
At your command.
Or Martius. Narbo Martius. We just call it Narbo, I guess. I was expecting an attack here, but that never amounted, I guess because I actually, knowing that it was going to come, I brought in a lot of mercenaries. But seemingly that never showed up. I'm wondering why Caesar cannot replenish his troops. I think Mark Anthony will be enough to hold the city. And we'll figure out what our next move is. Funny how this place called Vienna. Right. Let's end turn and then follow Caesar as he tries to regroup his force.
In the night, and nothing will live.
Right.
Not one creature.
They
That is our war.
are attacking us, and who are they? They are allied with the Subai, so they're allied with the German invasion of Gaul. I wonder though, what does it say if their relationship? Oh, there are a Germanic tribe, so the Germans are attacking us then. So, oh, the Helvetii is still around. They took this region. I guess that was the siege. So what army did we face then? Maybe there was a second army then. So we have the Helvetii to deal with, but then we also have to deal with the German invasion, which is probably going to bring their allies in as well. And also I forget to actually show you what trait I get for Caesar's army. I'll show that at the end turn here, since these guys are the last. A faction joins my enemy. Tulingi, whoever the bloody hell they are. Alliance broken with the Tulingi and the Helvetii. So the Tulingi moves in to help them, but at the same time they do not. Interesting. So we got the German barbarians up here, which have declared war on us, and are gonna move down. And then we have the fact that the Helvetii has taken place over here. And I'm more interested in the Helvetii because we do not have a good road or access towards the Germans. So we'll just keep an eye out for what's happening up there. The Helvetii king. I guess he managed to slip past here somewhere through the mountains and take that city.
Ready for orders.
Mark Anthony will take control of this region, and hopefully we can turn it around. One thing that we have a problem with is the replenishment of people. Ah, so yes, I guess that the problem here was that this region wasn't set up according to our kind of growth process. One thing also, I haven't been able to change it completely around. I'm still losing people all over the place. We're only... I have reduced it though, from like 3,000 to 350 in this region. And then a little bit less down here to about 1,000 loss. Right, Caesar.
On the move.
Why? Okay, so this unit cannot be replenished because recent event. But what is recent event, and why can I not replenish Caesar's army? I guess what I could do is I can move the troops over into Mark Antony, and then they can be retrained there, and we can move the 13th over into Caesar, because I don't know, it must be a mission or something that I've missed, that I don't know why Caesar cannot be replenished. We subjugated these bastards, the entire province of Helvetia, which includes actually this one, so that is on our mission. However, Mark Antony only has that one legion. I guess he could buy mercenaries, but no. Right, I'll try to figure out how to do this, and then I'll jump back to you guys once we're actually follow this army into battle somewhere. So that might take a few turns, but since I'm trying to switch it up by just following then Caesar's army in this area, and I'll just briefly mention what happened like over here. Nothing's happening over here right now, but you know what I mean. And since this new is probably gonna take a while until I perfect how I'm gonna set this up. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and end turn. And I'll be back with you guys once we're ready to destroy some enemies. Right, so I know I said that we're just gonna focus in sort of around Caesar's, but the thing is, the enemy attacked us at Narbo, and I just wanted to show you the defense because partly I thought this was gonna look really cool, and also I realized that there isn't that much left in terms of time of this episode. So we've got kind of the inner courtyard here where we got the legionnaires ready. We've got the enemy hopefully being funneled through here. Can throw Pila on either side into that, and from the front covered this so the enemy won't come through here. But to get here, they first have to get over these rocks, which will slow them down. I have set it up so they won't go through here, and we've got barbarians here behind, just in case. Lots of archers, be ready to shoot the enemy in the flanks as they try to go through there. We've got some, seems like armed populace right here. More barbarians, these are spear throwers. Over here we've got some, I think these are Helvetii type unit that that we've got, and they are for this kind of second area, as we can see. So yeah, another funnel the enemy needs to be pushed through, and we've got these flaming tar pits that will be set ablaze as I push these fireballs down into this as the enemy approaches. And then the enemy, to get over there, they have to go over this territory, which doesn't seem like a lot, but all this is traps that they fall down into spiked holes, murder holes all over the place. And then we've got anti-cavalry hindrances, which the enemy is already riding straight into. And I think we'll start from there. I'm not going to show the entire battle because I think it was going to be quite the grind, but I want to see just the start of it and see how it goes for if my defense actually works. So the enemy sends their cavalry first. It seems like the horsemen are almost so quick enough that they don't actually fall down into the murder holes. But you can see they're opening up all these murder holes as they ride across, and I had tons of them. And I guess they realized here that maybe not that great idea to just ride first onto these spikes and then onto these murder holes, but they kind of open it up for their infantry to come across. And there's quite a lot of them. There's a complete full stack of barbarians, actually holding a bit of troops in reserve. So as they close in here, this was the only area where we had this slight sort of height difference where I actually could roll these down. Well, I think there's a few other places. Maybe I could have had them here. But as we see, the enemy is just charging through here. And right now, I'm not too happy with the fact that their cavalry is coming this close. This is a spear unit though. So, but the thing is, I don't want this unit to be engaged and stop them from throwing their or throwing these down. Let's see if we can destroy the cavalry before the main force arrives. Right now they're being pelted by arrows and the throwing spears, so they might retreat well before. I'm actually gonna tell these guys to hold fire. So we'll see about getting rid of the cavalry so we can actually set these walls on fire and hopefully set quite a few of these ablaze, because these will continuously burn if set on fire.
Spear infantry, at your command.
Let's make sure that none of those units come through. Thing is, if the spear unit is the Italian spear unit is, oh yeah, Mercenari Hestati Italic,
Roma.
I can use these Quintus Bulbus Vulgus to set fire to the fireballs. Right now we're cutting down the cavalry. They don't seem to have a chance really to get through. And the enemy force is kind of gathering up in a blob, which I like. They'll all be stuck over there.
Quick march.
Okay, we'll have the spearmen retreat, hoping that the enemy closes in. As the spearmen turned their back on the enemy, they threw a hell of a lot of spears, and we lost a lot of men due to that. As they get closer, we should ready ourselves to set this ablaze, which I think will be wonderful. I also have 2 ships out here, just in case we need to skedaddle away, I guess. These guys are probably not too happy with going into town. You idiots just charge in already. They're standing there like a bunch of morons. Okay, now when I actually say that, we've got 1 unit moving towards the wall. You know what? I'm gonna set fire to the first one. We'll see how that goes, because I think they're gonna try to break through here.
Italian spearmen.
Okay, that didn't go too well. However, that one worked perfectly as it pushed through all of that. That one set fire to this one. Did we set fire to... We only set fire to that pit, which is quite disappointing. I'm gonna throw forward my Italian spearmen, hopefully drag the enemy into a melee, and these guys are out of missiles. I'll order them to charge in, and before all of these guys break, we're gonna set fire to the next round of fireballs. Killing my own mercenaries here. But these are Vulgus Populus Bulgarius, or whatever they were called. Very vulgar bastards. Okay, so we set fire to a few of them. Unfortunately, I only seem to have set fire to 2 of these pits. However, I believe anyone that goes close to these will take fire damage until they die. Right, so the first part, I mean, it wasn't that great. But we took out a few of them. Now comes the second part. And now as they move into the flank, I can have the archers go ahead and fire into their flanks as they move forward. I'm gonna hold them back though, and not fire right off the start here. So they have gone through quite a bit of my defenses. Some units have lost quite a few men, but not nearly as much as I was hoping. Oh, did I tell... I guess I forgot these guys to tell these guys to not throw Pila, as I was hoping to throw the flanking Pila first. Right, they're in. Throw medium-sized Pila. And that probably killed quite a few of them. Damn, nice. Right, they're trying to break through here though, which I don't like.
Romans to a man!
So Romans to a man. This unit will march in and fight the enemy. And I think we'll have, just in case they actually break down the wall, we'll have this one close in. This one close in, and having the commander close in, and the commander will now inspire the one unit that is fighting, which will be stationed in a better way like that. And with the enemy now strung out like that, I'll order the archers to open fire. You know what, the warriors have a few Pilamo as well. Or spears to throw, so we'll march them up and they can throw into that mess as well. Given that we have some weak underbellies here with archers and stuff, I'm gonna have the boats go ashore there. But not only that, I have 2 units of cavalry that can swing around, hopefully go through all of this, as this should have set all the traps. Just need to make sure that I go through where they have gone. And then we can start attacking the enemy from the back.
Ready for battle!
These guys have moved up. I'm not going to use medium peel, I'm just going to let them throw their normal ones. Just to keep that constant fire onto them. Right, the enemy has broken through the walls in a few places. But they're met with a legion, or a cohort, to fight them. Same on this side. But it's all hunky-dory. Okay, the boats are going ashore. They are being fired upon.
Battle ready!
But I don't know how. It's probably not that bad.
Warriors!
I will have the warriors go back. I think because we actually got a little hole here, they could probably sneak through there and get in behind. Right, my 2 units have gone off.
As you command.
I will order them to immediately attack these guys and will slaughter them. My cavalry is on its way. My hired barbarian cavalry is on its way. They put the general in there, but they do not actually. They haven't actually sent all their men.
Ready for orders.
Which is interesting. So right, we're starting to slaughter these idiots. I'm gonna see if I can get my barbarians through here. Yes, we can. The archers are still losing arrows into this mess, which is just wonderful. I'm gonna inspire the first one. The cohort that's fought the most. We're gonna get the cavalry through. Gonna take a bit of damage here on the sides, but more or less unhurt going through. And they're gonna help these two units to fight down the archers. Charge down this one. Well, the barbarians are facing. Oh no, they're trying to cut down the wall. That's what they're doing. I want you to get to that position right there. The enemy is slowly being pushed back out here on the funnel, if you can see that. Should open them up for more arrows to the back. I mean, they don't even have... They don't even have anything on, any clothes, almost. Let's bring these two smaller units over there and have the cavalry go through. Get rid of all the archers.
Warriors, ready!
Right, and with that, we'll have the cavalry station here. Now they have throwing spears as well. Seemingly every unit in this game has throwing spears. The enemy general is giving up, so it would be nice if we could kill him. Have these guys throw spear in the back of the enemy. And they're slowly giving up one by one. These two small units will advance. Throw spears in the back of the enemy. Hopefully we'll break down this wall so this barbarian unit can get through and hack these guys down. Continuously throwing spears in the back of these guys. Wonderful. However, I don't want the cavalry trapped there if these spear guys get back, so I want the cavalry to go back out again. And now the two small legionnaire units will move up and throw pillum right in the back of these guys.
Warriors!
As the barbarians... Can I see how much? 18%! There's no way you're gonna be able to get through this, apparently.
At your service! Legionaries! Allied troops awaiting orders! Cut them down! Ready and waiting! Legionaries! Proud Romans all!
I'll have all my legions attack.
Melee infantry ready!
Okay, what I want you to do then
Pick your targets, men! Sons of Mars!
is to throw.
Advance
Don't
at speed!
attack the bloody wall,
Your
if you
orders!
please.
Ready for orders! At speed!
I would like you
Ready! Advance at speed!
to move into position and throw spears into the back of the enemy. Right, whenever you want to.
Sons of Mars!
There we go. And that's going to be quite devastating because it's the unprotected back of the barbarian units. There's basically no one left, and now they're all giving way because of that. And we'll order those two to advance. We'll order the ones in the city to advance, and boom. At this point, I would say I am victorious. But I'm not going to be stupid enough to march out to fight these guys in the open. Just because their cavalry is most likely quite strong. Even though they cannot see them. And it's going to be hard for us to meet them in open field. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and run through the timer And this will be it of the episode. Now, this probably dragged the episode out a bit, but I really wanted to show this, so there we have that. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!